Hey gang, Dave here, Getting Any Outdoors. Oh my god, the wind is wild. Oh, check this out. Hey gang, Dave here from Getting Any Outdoors, and today I'm coming at you live from Sportspal, and I'm going to be showing you the sail kit. The sail kit for a Sportspal canoe or Radisson is going to be the same. With me, I have the instructions, very important, and as well as everything's kind of half put together. I kind of mocked it up a little bit. You have a lee board bracket, which has a carriage bolt, which is 3/8, goes through the lee board and is attached by a wing nut. And I have, there's a narrow edge and a wide edge on these here. So you want to make sure that they match side to side. So you have them both pointing the right direction. And they are attached to the canoe by these fancy little J bolts that go around the thwart of the canoe and are just attached by a couple of wing nuts up top, so you can tear it down pretty easy with just your bare hands, no tools required on the lake. And that brings us down to the mast stub assembly. So this here, the mast will go down over this piece of dowel, I guess, and the rib section here matches the rib at the front of your canoe, the very front rib, and it's going to attach to it by these hose clamps, which are just going to tuck down. You're going to open them up, tuck them down around the liner, and clamp those two rib pieces together. And this here is going to point towards the front of your canoe. On the very bottom, inside of a Sportspal canoe, every one has a bolt, and it is going to have this little hole here slide down over the bolt, and there's going to be a little hex nut like that is going to clamp that down to that bolt. There's no real torque on that, so it's not like you have to be overkill with the hardware. And we're going to come down here to the mast bracket, and it's attached to the sail, to the mast, by these couple of bolts. And this here will attach your boom and your spar together at the very top of the sail. And then these little doodads here, they are going to cover all the exposed ends of your aluminum tubes from your boom, your mast, and your spar. It's gonna just cover up the sharp edges and make sure nobody gets whacked by a jagged piece of aluminum or something. And then these little eye bolts, they are gonna run through your spar and your boom, and your ropes are gonna go through the eyelets and allow you to operate the sail fairly easily. So, to the best of my knowledge, that's the sail kit. I'm going to rig one up on a canoe and talk you through any little inconveniences I have, because I've never done this before. So wish me luck, and I'm going to do this and take it out on the water. So hang tight, guys. Okay, she's set up. Now, I didn't show the entire setup because I didn't want you guys hearing me swearing while I was doing this, but I'll just talk you through what I've done. So your mast stub assembly is in there, and that bolt I was talking about on the front of your canoe, you come to the front rib and you go ahead about 10 inches or so, and there's a little bolt sticks up that you put a nut on with that support. And you have 3 bars that I didn't show as well, which aren't too bad for confusing. There's a larger diameter bar, which is the mast, and you have 2 other bars, which are the spar and the boom. And they are attached by a single bolt. The largest bolt in the kit will attach those 2. And those bars are the same diameter, which can be a touch tricky. The only difference between them really is the one has 5 holes in it for this bracket here, which are too close together, go towards the front of the sail. And this bar is called the boom. So if you're thinking of the movie Tommy Boy, that's the bar that keeps whacking Chris Farley in the head, goes boom. The other one is the spar that goes up on the 45-degree angle. There's 3 different size ropes. The two you're going to be concerned about are the 1/4-inch rope, which attaches to the spar, goes to the top of the mast and run down. And I don't know if I did this correctly, but I'm bringing it down around the bar so I can pull it to the back. Oop. And then I just got a quick hitch here, and by pulling this, the largest diameter rope, that's going to allow me to raise and lower the sail, which the medium-sized rope is going to be here, and it allows me to basically swing the sail back and forth. And then there is a real short, fine rope that just attaches the end of the sail to the end of the boom. So your eye bolts, there are cutouts in the sail that allow it to attach to the boom as well to the spar. You have another short rope to hold the end of the sail to the mat, or the spar, sorry. Your lee board brackets just attached by J hooks right here to the thwarts, and these are not to be put on real tight, so if you go into shallow water they are made to pivot up, so you just go sort of snug so they still will move if you do come into some shallow water. And on a pointed model you have to install the motor mount in order to steer. So this is basically my rudder. My paddle has become the rudder on this boat. And this is for steering, and if I want to, this is for steering, sorry guys. And if I want to drop this down in a hurry, if things get rocky, I just give this a tug and my sail's going to collapse. And I believe I did it right. It took me probably 20 minutes to get this all kind of figured out. And I would, if it was me, I would keep this all assembled so I could just slide the mast down through this bracket and into the mast stub assembly. So after you install your mast stub assembly and you have your sail put together, it will go together fairly quick after that, because your ropes are going to be staying in the same place where they belong. And probably the next time you would set it up would be a matter of minutes, but I would likely try and get at least the sail part put together and the mast stub assembly at home. Doing that on the lake would be definitely a challenge, but your lee board brackets and your motor mount, all that stuff, no problem at all to do at the lake. I am doing my first impression of a sailor. This is it right now. The wind is finally at least blowing. I'm sitting here praying for wind, and prayers have been answered. And I don't know, this is how it's done. I'm doing it. First time sailor. Look at me go. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe.